Welcome back to another edition of The Burnout with yours truly, Tony.
And Chris.
And we got an interesting one here. I don't know if this one is funny or I don't really know what it is, but it's your story, so I want you to go ahead and ride it out. We're going to do an inspiration quote, and then we're going to let Mr. White have it from that point on.
It says, not everyone staring at you is admiring you. Some are amazed you survived the traps that they set for you.
That
speaks for itself.
That speaks for itself. You know, a lot of times people talk about you and do stuff to you, and then you see them staring at you, and you like, why you look at me? And they look, and now the thing said, well, they just amazed that you survived the mess they tried to do.
They tried to set up for you.
Well, that's a good one.
Yeah. And our story today deals with a child. It says a disrespectful child throws food at McDonald's. The employee and stands on the counter until his father snatches him, taking him out of the restaurant. A disrespectful child throws food on McDonald's employees. It is often said that the levels of respect decreases with each generation. When seeing how people treat each other, it becomes very obvious increasingly it becomes more common for people to disrespect someone for absolutely no reason. This is starting with the children, so it shows the parity is lacking. However, in the case this one, the little boy who was disrespecting his dad got him, and when he was throwing stuff at McDonald's workers. Increasingly, fast food workers are taking all kinds of disrespect and abuse from customers. The past few years have seen the worst, the workers messing up orders. Honestly, the workers have become such less apologetic for their mistakes. Much of this from the workers come from them believing that they are not being paid enough for what they do. Regardless, when people get upset over the food, there have been some altercations that have taken place. One lady working at McDonald's had the worst imaginable situation. A little boy was giving her an incredibly hard time. First, he threw what looks like a milkshake. It hit her. Not only was the boy throwing stuff, but also he got on the counter and began screaming and shouting. As a result, the boy's father came and got him. He picked the boy up off the counter and then ended up dragging him out of the restaurant. So,
this ain't, to me, and we talked about this off air, this ain't something that he just started doing.
Yeah.
This is a behavior that's been going on. Yeah. That has overflowed to
being embarrassed in
yeah.
public. Yeah. He throwing tantrums at home. That's how he getting his way when he's at home. So, and you didn't tell me he done throw the milkshake, and you didn't grab him, did you? He got time enough to climb up on the counter and throw other things besides, the milkshake and everything. So that's something. It's like he pretty much at home and do what he want to do. And
what's the old saying? What you do at home, you will do away.
Yeah.
So this is a behavior, as you said it eloquently, that he's been doing.
Yeah.
Now it embarrassed you because he did this in public to you.
Right.
You can't hide that. Now, we made a point about this the other day. Is it that one of the parents are allowing him to do this and the other one is not aware of it?
Right.
That's a possibility. But it's hard to believe if you've been around this child this long that this is new behavior. Seems like it's something that has been going on.
I did use an illustration with something with one of my kids. My oldest son, we was in there watching TV, so when I would get up and leave out the room, and when I come back in, he just looking strange, looking different. I got up again, he had that same look. Third time I got up and I got out and I went around the corner and stopped and peeked back around the corner. Every time I get up out the view about the room, he would get up and bounce around on the furniture. And when he think I'm coming, he'll sit back down. And it kind of took me, so I really didn't say nothing, but some kids know what they can't get away with certain parents. But even yet, even with my kids now, you're not gonna cut up on your mother regardless whether we're together or not.
That's right.
Or the relationship that we have, because in the end, guess what? That's still your mother, regardless.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna help you respect your mother.
One way or the other.
One way or the other. Now,
You don't want the other now.
you don't want the other. You know, they try to time out and, you know, what's the other one? I'm gonna take your phone. Yeah, that hurt them, but they know eventually they gonna get it back. Sometimes I put something back there to give them a little remembrance.
Well, they say timeout. When we came up, it was called knockout.
Yeah.
You was in a timeout, but it wasn't the way you thought it was when you woke up. Because you're going to be knocked out at some point.
But see, kids these days don't feel whipping. I mean, we got whipping, but we didn't get whipping, you know, all the time because there was a fear that was installed. Kids these days don't even really fear their parents.
Well, it's parents' fault. Because you done got parents, some of these parents done got soft.
Well, but how can a child, once again, raise a child?
That is a good point.
You know, it's impossible to teach them things that I don't even know myself.
No. See, the thing I got a problem with is that I watch these kids at the store throw a tantrum. I'm thinking, if I would have done that, at what point would I have been knocked on the other side of the aisle? Because see, our parents, now this is for the old people, old school.
Right.
Before we got out of the car, don't ask for nothing. You better not say nothing. You better not do anything. You better not act up.
But the number one rule, you better not touch it.
Better not touch nothing.
That was it right there. You didn't touch nothing.
But we understood that it's just like this kid here. When my mama and I love that woman to death.
Yeah.
When she told me when we were going to a friend's house, before she don't ask for nothing to eat. If they ask you, you don't want it, you ain't hungry.
Yes, sir.
You stay out when the adults talking, you keep your mouth shut.
Yes.
How these kids do today, they'll go in your house, go in the refrigerator like they put something in it. They'll take over the conversation that you talking. Do you know what happened if my mom was talking to an adult and I stepped in? They asked me, have you ever seen stars? How many? That's the question, how many? I learned.
But I saw them in a different way that you seen them.
Yeah, we seen them, but I didn't need no telescope, I didn't need anything.
Yeah.
I can tell you how many stars there's and the color. But what that taught me is when adults are talking, you keep your mouth shut. We wasn't even allowed to be in the room. We was outside.
Right. I mean, and even in stores today, if there's a line, and these are not just children, it's adults that they need to come through. They have a problem with saying excuse me.
Oh, they don't say it.
They have a problem with it. So if you're doing that, what is your child being taught? So you know what I do? I close up a little bit early. I watch you knock the stuff off the counter. You know, if you can't say excuse me, I sit there and let you knock a few items, break one paper, and I don't care.
I don't understand. If there's I always say excuse me. If I'm going past you, if there's a gap between me and who knows at 10 feet, I'm gonna still say excuse me.
Even if someone is standing there and they're having a conversation, if I have to walk through there, you know, I hope they understand that I don't have, but excuse me.
That's it.
You know.
That's respect. See, stuff like that is what you was taught today.
Right. It's not being taught.
It's not being taught now because if I'd have did what he did, I would have never went back to McDonald's again.
I wouldn't have got to be able to get that far.
How did he climb up there without you seeing
But
it?
he had thrown the milkshake already there. And already, you know, yelling at the
How old was this cat?
But even for you to have the audacity, that means that he's doing it at home with you.
That's right. We didn't go to McDonald's that often. That was a treat to go.
We used to ride down the road like this right here. Everybody in the car, in the back seat.
There's hope.
You know, and mess around and look over there and somebody's fingers ain't crossed.
Well, it's your fault.
You about to get beat up because you're the reason we didn't go.
Even though
it had nothing to do with it, but it seems like we crossed the thing where it always works. But You know, and it always looked at like when somebody didn't have their finger crawled.
But it was a treat when we went. So we didn't throw anything.
I had McDonald's, you know, McDonald's ain't my favorite restaurant. Now, normally so, but, you know, but still that don't give you the right to.
You don't disrespect. These people, these individuals that work at these restaurants, they deal with enough garbage from dumb customers already. You got my order wrong. It happens. See, you arguing with the one that took the order. They didn't make that. They didn't make it. The one in the kitchen made it, but the one up front's gonna take the heat for it.
Why not deal with the manager?
That's it. Deal with the manager.
Because, you know, because as soon as you go to look, you need to talk to my manager.
That's all. That's it.
Like, you don't even with my job now. If something goes wrong with them making a delivery, I pick them. Hold on. We ain't gonna have this conversation because I already know this conversation is not gonna turn out well.
No sir.
So let me put you who you really need to talk to because I'm not the one.
That's it.
Because the conversation, you know, the first two words, but about gonna tell how this conversation gonna go.
It's going south already.
Yeah, because we got to have this conversation
it's
from
already
the start. So, you know, but
it's only gonna get worse from there.
yeah. So let me put you in there, right? But but you're allowing your child to disrespect adults.
Well, it goes to the old saying that and I've heard this. This is the dumbest saying I've ever heard. I was born racist. No, you weren't born racist. You was taught to be a racist.
You was taught to be racist.
A kid is gonna repeat what you taught them.
Yeah.
You're not gonna tell them because some woman, I remember watching it on TV. The little kid said, "She's black. We don't like black people." Now, where did he get that from?
Right.
He got that from you. But then the first thing you go, well, I didn't teach it. Well, who did?
You know, they had this thing, I believe it was on Snapchat, TikTok, and one of the 5 billion social media out here. But they had what they called the egg challenge.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And where they would take the egg and crack it on the child's head. And I watched the video of, you know, the egg challenge. They had one woman, she did her child like that, and her child turned around. That wasn't very nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it to you. So the child turned around and took the egg and hit the child. Even if my mama hit, you know, I'm going to be scared to hit back for one.
Oh yeah.
Another child, his mama did him. He sat there and looked. And then he dropped the F-bomb on her.
What?
Yeah. I'm like, I had to hit that one again. I mean, and he said it so
fluent.
Yeah, like I'd heard that before.
Yeah.
And then another one when the girl turned around and took some of the whatever she mixed up in this bowl, you know, got mad, turned around and took some of it and threw it in the mama's face.
If they'll do that to them, they'll do that to anybody.
Perfect example.
Exactly.
This little boy jumped up. You know, and I probably could have been there because I probably would have snatched my belt off and you know, then they would have had me in handcuffs. So certain jobs,
they might be clapped, they might be saluting.
Might be, but you know, but look, once again, you know, this it is what it is. We don't choose the color, but this was you know,
but this thing,
a little white child up on the counter.
Because the black one got better sense than go up there.
I remember one time we were walking in the grocery store and my baby asked me for something. And so when I said, you know, no, he called himself going to wipe out and all out of look now, by the time he got ready to flop on the floor and show out, my head hadn't came down and called me. He walked on about the store without a problem.
Oh, of course he's going to walk out the store.
You know, discipline. I mean, it is just so much disrespect in the world today that
it's taught.
Children are being taught to be respectful to
adults and everybody else.
One episode is a school where this I don't know the whole story. Well, you kind of read it, but it's not the topic. But where this girl, I think it was a teenage girl, beat up the I think 60-year-old teacher.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And she put kind of like some UFC moves on that teacher. You know, had her head pinned down and everything. You know, putting the teacher in the hospital. Man, I wouldn't have had the audacity to try that because I was scared what my daddy gonna do to me. Because back then, if you got in trouble somewhere else, when you got home, you got in trouble again. And then we had them old teachers too. That, you know, you mess around and be the, you know, I had one, you know, school we went to, one teacher would throw the boy out the window.
I'm out the window.
Throw him out the window. You don't want to be up in here. I mean, this was on back in the day, but they didn't. I remember, I know you remember Mr. Thompson.
Oh, shoot, yeah.
You know, Mr. Thompson threw the desk at Quincy Well one time. We was at home room and he threw that desk at him. The teachers back then wouldn't really take that, you know. And I don't expect an adult, my child jump on an adult, then you done got in an adult position. You done put yourself in harm's way, so your outcome is your outcome. And a lot of people marry, but look at what your child does as well.
That's right.
You know?
I remember we was doing the semester exams. I was in Mr. Hudson class. Talking junk coming in. Now I know we supposed to be quiet when I go in. I wasn't standing there. Yada. Walked in, he said, get out.
Tell me, they need L.A. Roberts.
Oh man, L.A.
That's what they need,
LA,
you know.
vicious.
They need L.A. Roberts.
What's that? The black teacher that was in the banks that used to whoop you behind.
Well, see, I didn't.
You didn't go to banks. Miss.
I know we had teachers like Miss Wilson.
Miss Wilson wasn't no joke.
You know, quite a few teachers that
didn't put up with that.
You didn't come in. You didn't, and they know your mom and dad.
Yeah, that's the problem right there. But
I know you such and such child. They didn't teach you to act. They look now, and they wanted to say this because they knew your parents.
Yeah.
They did not teach you to act this way
because they knew them.
That's right.
But now the parents already gonna take the child's side already. You don't even know the story.
My kids, they like me to come down to the schoolhouse with them.
No.
Because now you got all the time in the world between here and there.
Tell me what really happened.
What really happened. Now, and I'm going into school on your side because you my child. I love you and I'm gonna protect you. And if I feel like you're wrong,
that's it.
But now you better hope these stories line up with what's been said.
Don't make me like a fool going in there.
Yeah.
Because
I'm not. When they tell me what happened, then I'm looking at you. Can I borrow your power?
Oh, shoot, yeah. That's the worst thing you can do, get whooped in front of your class.
I know I had a classmate. His mama did a surprise visit.
Ooh, you can always tell who parent it is.
Boy, and he was sitting there playing with some little trinket. But then when he looked up and he felt like he was doing work.
Of course.
He wouldn't even look up. You know, we said that once before, ain't you the business thing in the school with your parents, when you trying to figure out who parented at the schoolhouse in the classroom. Whoever down here, they head locked in, they ain't doing nothing. You ain't did working all day long, you been cutting up, but you heard your mama footsteps and coming through. You heard because as soon as that door creaked,
I figured out what they were doing when they looked down. It's called praying.
Yeah, and this is the thing. So she looked at his grades. And I feel so sorry for it. You remember they had the thing with parachute pants?
Yeah, they protected nothing.
They were little plastic.
And that belt was straight.
And there wasn't no belt.
Powder?
It was the paddle.
Oof, that's worse.
Boy, look. When she hit him, I felt it.
All that came out the parachute.
And no homo or whatever, but he was one of them guys that was, well round back there. And no parachute pants hug.
Yeah, they hugged him too.
You know how they say, they usually tell you that when, if you want to jump, ain't this my add opportunity. Wasn't no air there now. It wasn't this my opportunity. Once you hit him, you can see his knees buckle. His knees buckle.
Boy, that's a rough whip.
And you got them little parachute pants on.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's just like nothing having anything.
And you know what happened for the rest of that day now?
Oh,
your head stay down on that desk now because you can't look up. Because look at them tears won't start running yet because the parachute pants, they had no protection.
Well, that's one thing you can't get in an argument with nobody. Don't let me do you like your mama did you now. Well, see, that's gonna ride you all day now.
Yeah.
You can't say nothing.
You can't say nothing.
You gotta fight. It's a fight.
But I mean, when she hit him, I mean, she didn't take him. She didn't take him out the side of the hallway.
In front of everybody.
In front of everybody, right there in the middle of the class. When she hit him in the knee,
you can't cry. You can't cry.
You can't cry.
You can't cry. You want to.
You want to.
But you can't
cry.
cry.
But now, every time they said a man don't supposed to cry, now that might be one of the times you don't want to cry. But once again, you can't do something about things you're going to change, and you just come natural that you can't change that when that bottom get hit and your knee buckle, some tears going to roll.
You just hope for mercy at that point. Hope she don't give you about.
Well, you just glad that God renew your mercy every day and start over because right then all that mercy was knocked out.
Yeah, it was gone.
It left.
And you know they laughing at you.
They picked.
They laughing. See, you can't do nothing. You can't argue. If you biggest person in the room, you go there. You better sit down before I do what your mama did to you.
And you can't do nothing.
You can't do nothing. You can't hit her back. You can't talk junk. You can't say nothing. Just take it.
And you can't say she don't whoop you. You don't get no whooping. You know, because a lot of people scared back in the day that you got a whipping. But we seen on first hand that you got a whipping. Out, you know, with them knees bucket, that boy, when I grabbed mine, whoa.
That's some wind there. But see, that's different between the old school and the new school.
Uh-huh.
The old school parents, they didn't put up with that food stuff. White, black, I seen white parents come down there and snatch their kids out the chair. They didn't care about it. See, you didn't have that. I'm gonna call. What did they say? I'm gonna call the police, a child service. They hand you the phone.
And I dare you.
And I dare you to dial it.
You know, I ain't want to. You know, I don't want to bring up his name because they was roasted on a certain show. You know, but Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
You know, now he plays a good role of how grandmama. You know, back in the old days, that how kids were kept in line, you know, and a lot of it be exaggerated, but he did, you know.
Medea.
Yeah. Mud to the
Dia.
And he didn't care who child, Medea didn't care who child it was. Come over here and say it again. Get a little close and say it again.
I think Judge Mathis did something bad to her though.
Yeah, but he still did a good thing because he see the child that was in need of help.
That's right.
And know how you is with children, that you can raise them and point them in the right direction. Now they're gonna be, you know.
Okay, I just thought about something. That the child who threw the milkshake at the McDonald's employee, can't the parent be held for that?
It is. By law, you're actually held accountable for your child until they are 18. Legally, you know, by law, legally, that you are responsible for your child until they turn 19. But now here's the twist in what the law is they also give that child a right at 14 years old. A child can go to the doctor and can be disclosed as what's wrong with her. The parents can't even find out unless the child says it's okay.
How does that work? Then you're an adult now. To me, you're an adult.
That's the law. That's what. Even if your child is 16, because of your child is at a certain age, if they move away from your house, get out of your home, you are still responsible for the well-being of that.
And I should be able to know whatever she said. Go to the doctor.
That's law, quote unquote.
That's BS.
So this is
then I'm not paying
have
for
rights that you can't even take care of yourself.
Yeah.
But you can hold secrets. That's something I need to know. Because my child, my kids didn't have, now even when I went to their room, I knocked on the door out of respect to teach them, to install some things in them.
Yeah.
But as long as you're in my house, guess what? I can walk in here and, hey.
You know what my mama said? She said, as long as you're in the house, there are no closed doors.
There ain't no closed doors.
That's how she said it.
See, back then, we couldn't use the Rudy Ray Moore old saying nobody knows what doors goes behind closed doors because there was no closed doors.
My mom took the door off.
Open that door up. What you doing closing that door?
No, all right. There was no secrets in that.
You know, we was taught that if we wanted to go in our parents' room to knock on the door, some kids just walk straight on up in there.
Yeah, like they don't.
You gonna mess around and see some things you weren't intending to see.
You don't see a shoe fire at you.
But I'm just saying, Kids are not taught respect.
They are not. They really not. And plus that one right there.
And then when you want to step in men's shoes, and then when something happened to you, now you want to cry wolf.
Can't do nothing for you.
Oh.
Stand up on your own 2 feet. That's what they do.
That's what you tried.
Hey, you gonna have to keep going.
I think it was a Facebook video that went viral, might have been a couple of years ago. But this son wanted to sell drugs out of his mom's home. And, you know, the dad got involved and told him that, no, you ain't gonna do this. But he kept on wanting to do it. He wanted to be a man, so his daddy treated him like a man. He put them hands on him. Now, it wouldn't have changed a lot then. Like, I ain't gonna do it no more. I'm gonna this and all that. But, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you need, you know, some things that, you know, how that quote said that there are some things that you can't change.
That's it.
But there are some things I can change. He did change his mind.
Oh, he changed it.
So I can help you change your mind.
Pain is a good
Yeah,
mind changer.
but I mean, he put in that. A lot of people got mad because of the video. But you want to be a man and act like a man.
Treat you like one.
You know, and they always say that we have a lack of men in the world today.
He wasn't one of them.
But if you want to be like, let me see if you really. I told one of my kids sons that. I said, hold on, we can't have one man in the house. So I tell you what, we finna go out this door, and we gonna see who the man. He said, you gonna treat me like a man? I said, yeah. So you come on out there. Guess what?
He ain't come out that door.
He didn't want to come out that door.
Why would I?
Well, you want to be a man.
I don't want to be one that bad though.
Yeah, but you want to be a man.
Not no more. Hey man.
You know, so.
but that's how it is. But hey man, we got another episode in the book. I'm telling you, we just fly by, but we'll be back next week, same time, same place, with yours truly, Tony.
And Chris.
On the burnout. And remember, always flame up.
But don't burn out.
2 fingers. Peace.